Good evening, and welcome to this year's celebration of Healthier Haitians. I'm Terry Franzine, the president and one of the co-founders of Haiti Companions. People have asked me, why Haiti? That's an easy answer. Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere and about a 2-hour flight from Miami. But why clinics? I personally believe that adequate health care, suitable housing, clean water, sufficient food, and a decent education are human rights. When the priest at our partner church in Haiti told us that we had children who could not attend school because they were too sick and they couldn't get the care that they needed, we started Haiti Companions. First, it was a ministry of 2 Episcopal churches beginning in 2008. And then in 2015, we formed a separate nonprofit, Haiti Companions. Imagine with me for a moment that you are a young mother who lives high in the mountains of Haiti. You and your husband are subsistence farmers and you have 4 children. You live in a 1-room house with a dirt floor, no running water, and no electricity. One night you wake up and your 2-year-old is coughing violently and is burning up with fever. 14 years ago, you would have relied upon home remedies to try to treat your child because you could not imagine walking 3 miles down a steep mountain road carrying your child to the nearest doctor and hospital in Leogane. Today, you would bring your child to our Haiti Companions clinic, where our doctors and nurses will care for your child. And we will provide all the medicine that you need. If we don't have the medicine that's needed to treat your child, then we will give you money to go to Leogane, to the hospital, where you can get the medicine that you need. And all of this for 50 goods. That's about 40 cents US. If you can't afford that, then we'll treat you anyway, and we'll provide you with the extra care that your child might need. Tonight, you'll hear more about our medical clinics as well as our dental and eye clinics. And we hope that you'll be very generous with your support. Our families depend upon you. And now I'm pleased to introduce our U.S. Medical Director, Dr. Diane Pisey.
Hello and good evening. My name is Diane Pisey. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of Haiti Companions and one of the co-founders. And I'm here with my dear friend Cynthia Miller, who has also been with Haiti Companions since the beginning and is now the secretary of our board. We both live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm a retired pediatrician and Cynthia is a nurse. So along with our board chair, Terry Franzine, the 2 of us worked at the large mobile medical clinics that Haiti Companions held before we handed the reins of the clinics over to our fabulous Haitian medical colleagues. So Cynthia and I have remained very interested and involved in the medical care in Haiti. And one of the things we do is we look at the clinic logs, which our 2 doctors, Drs. Codio and Pierre, send us every month. And what they do is they record the patients that they see by diagnosis and divided by age and gender. And then Cynthia makes spreadsheets out of these, and then we can get a good impression of what the most common illnesses are that our Haitian colleagues are treating. So, Cynthia, would you please tell us a little bit about these charts that you've made?
Certainly, and good evening. Thanks for joining us. One of the things that really stands out to me in looking at this list of top 5 conditions that are treated in the clinics is that most of them seem like fairly simple conditions when we look at them from here in North America, and fairly easily treated. But in rural Haiti, where the clinics are held, it's not so easy to get care for these conditions. And so many of them could lead to worse illness if the clinics were not available to these communities. And so parasitosis and anemia and dermatosis can all cause more severe issues for people if left untreated. We've spoken before and are very pleased that we are able to continue to see a large number of people with high blood pressure, hypertension in the clinics, because regular care makes such a difference to this population. And so the fact that they can come and have their blood pressure monitored, that they can receive medications, literally saves lives. Because left untreated, hypertension can lead to stroke, can lead to kidney problems, and is one of the main causes of death in adults in Haiti. Acute respiratory infection has long been the most common thing that we've seen in the clinics, particularly in children, but also in adults. And maybe you could talk a little bit more about that, Diane.
Sure. Yes, well, when I was a pediatrician in practice in Minneapolis, respiratory infections in children was the commonest thing that I saw. But of course, here in Minneapolis and all over North America, when a child is sick, the parent has immediate access to health care. Of course, this isn't the case in Haiti, and so respiratory infections can often lead to secondary bacterial infections and death. It's one of the commonest causes of death in children under the age of 5. So having clinics available to take their sick children is life-saving to the families in Haiti. They can be prescribed antibiotics or whatever they need for their respiratory infection, and it literally saves lives. And the other thing that we haven't always mentioned is Dr. Codio does give his phone number to the lay leaders of the communities. And so if a child or an adult is extremely ill between clinic visits, Dr. Codio is able to advise them over the phone as to whether they should get help immediately or whether they can wait for the clinic. So the other thing we wanted to talk about is lab tests. And Cynthia, please talk to us about the lab tests that we're doing.
So in addition to the wonderful assessment and diagnostic skills of the medical team, they also have access to a group of lab tests that they're able to do to confirm diagnoses and provide more information for treatment. And so urinalysis, blood glucose tests for folks with diabetes, pregnancy tests, malaria tests, and most recently, we've been pleased to be able to provide hemoglobin tests. In the past, we would see people with anemia, and the physicians would do their best to understand the extent of the condition and to treat. But now with the hemoglobin tests, we're able to see how severe the anemia is, whether it's getting better, responding to treatment. And this has been a really valuable addition to the clinics. And while most of these tests are pretty readily available in North America, they're much harder to access in rural Haiti.
And then the other thing we wanted to talk about was dental care and eye care. Those are two other things that we offer and very rare. Cynthia, what's that statistic you know about the number of dentists in US versus Haiti?
The most recent statistic available says that the ratio of dentists to population in Haiti is 0.12 dentists per 10,000 population. And a comparison to that is the figure in the US is more than 6 dentists per 10,000 population. So it's not easy to access dental care in Haiti, and particularly in rural areas, because the few dentists that there are, the small number of dentists, are most likely located in the larger cities.
Yes, that's an amazing difference. And so we are very proud that we have Emmanuel Bastien, a dentist, who visits each of our clinics every 3 months. And dental health is overall health. And by removing very badly infected or abscessed teeth, Emmanuel is actually contributing to the overall health of the patients. So besides relieving their dental pain, he's preventing other illnesses as well. And then the other service that the clinics offer is eye care. And that's, again, extremely rare for a person in rural Haiti to ever see an ophthalmologist. And we have an ophthalmologist visiting the clinics every 3 months. She can examine for and treat various eye diseases, particularly glaucoma, which is very common in Haiti, usually goes untreated and usually leads to blindness. And Dr. Eveline has eye drops that she can prescribe after she diagnoses glaucoma. And so she is preventing blindness in many patients. And the other thing she can do is distribute eyeglasses, which we receive from the Lions Club for free, and they're distributed at no cost to the patients. So all this care that we've been talking about, medical visits, lab tests, eye care, dental care, none of this would be possible without your financial support. Your donations do this all. With you pay for the medical providers' salaries, you buy medicine, you pay for transportation to the clinics. Your contributions are priceless. And we thank you from the bottoms of our hearts. And we hope that you will continue to support us. Thank you so much.
Harry Laborde's brother, Jonas, is an Episcopal priest in the Diocese of Haiti. Several years ago, before he was a priest, he and Harry and other friends started the group Vocation. The word vocation means vocation. And the group is dedicated to praising God and their Lord Jesus Christ through music. Enjoy this video by the wonderful group Vocation.
Vocation Haïti, on chante pour nous bailler bon Dieu gloire. Faire un instant bon Dieu now. Compromettre volonté, parce que les marchés avaient le sentiment. La volonté du bagaille bien.
Yes,
me servir, marcher avec vous. Bon Dieu, fidélité ou sans fin, ou pas de limite. Je me servir, marcher avec vous.
This is clinic in Tibucan. This is the most remote of the 3 clinic sites. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour for the staff to get there by moto, and many patients are always waiting for them when they arrive. They usually see between 80 and 100 patients on any given Saturday. As with the other clinics, there's a clinic at Tibucan once a month. And it is so remote that it's the only access that this population has to any health care. The clinic is held in a local school, and the school has agreed to let us hold clinics there once a month. Now, in this classroom, patients are waiting for triage. The triage nurses ask them about their symptoms and take their temperatures and their blood pressures. They determine whether the patient should be seen right away or if they can wait in line. And here is Fenice Etienne. She was one of the first 3 nurses hired by Dr. Codio when Haiti Companions started back in 2014. And this is Asmide Raymond, our newest nurse, but she's been working with us for over 2 years now. And the nurses come a long distance and over great difficulties to get to the clinic every month. They are very faithful. This is Rodrigue Joseph, who is one of the supporters working at Tibucan. He lives in the community, and the supporters pull the charts and call the patients and do a little of the general preparation for the clinic before the nurses and doctors arrive.
Hello, my name is Sarah Simeonovich, and I am so excited to share with you about my involvement with the Haiti Companions board board and why I chose to be a board member with Haiti Companions. I am the newest board member. I just joined this year, and I chose to be part of the Haiti Companions board because of what their mission is all about, Haitian-led healthcare, and also the services that they provide. I have been involved with Haiti since 1995. I've been traveling there, and I have been previously an executive director of a Haitian nonprofit that provides healthcare in rural Haiti. And I am just so proud of what Haiti Companions is doing in Haiti, from seeing firsthand the needs in Haiti in healthcare, the needs not only physically through the patients that I've worked with, but also the need for Haitian-led healthcare, the need for ophthalmology, the need for dentistry. I can tell you that your support is making a huge difference, and we need more support. Previously, I have seen individuals that can't even see, that have cataracts and that don't even know it, and there aren't ophthalmologists to help them. And yet Haiti Companions has eye doctors to help those individuals. I've seen individuals with teeth conditions, and they're in pain, and it's broken my heart that there's nobody there in Haiti to help them. And so I'm so proud that Haiti Companions has staff members, is employing Haitian staff members to help them. And we need more support to be able to do more, because there are many people in Haiti suffering from eye conditions and dental conditions who need help. And thank you so much for what you're doing. Currently, I'm a political scientist, and so I am working with Haiti, with various organizations, with a vast network of individuals to secure more public services. So I can tell you that the work that Haiti Companions is doing in Haiti is making a significant difference in Haiti's healthcare infrastructure. So thank you again so much for your support. Thank you for what you're doing. And please continue supporting this great organization. Take care. Thank you.
This is Randy Winningham. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I serve as treasurer for Haiti Companions. I'm responsible for ensuring that funds go into the bank account. Money is set to fund the 3 monthly clinics in Gressier, Haiti, and any bills for the charity are valid and paid. Last year, Haiti Companions had a budget of almost $50,000 to provide medical treatment to almost 3,000 patients in Haiti. The budget is funded entirely by contributions from the public, groups such as Duluth, Georgia Rotary Club and Pickens County, Georgia Holiday Market, and Haiti Companions board members. Patients at the clinics also pay a very small fee if they're able to. They are provided care whether they can pay or not. All donations to Haiti Companions are spent on running the clinics, funding efforts, and getting the money to the clinics. We prepared the following breakdown of expenses from last year. This money is mainly used for the wages of medical and dental staff at the clinics. A small amount also goes toward necessary transportation costs to run the clinics. As for the fees paid by clinic patients, they pay for use of the schools where the clinics are held. In addition, the patient fees are used to provide aid to patients that need advanced or specialized medical attention that the clinics are not equipped to provide. These funds are usually provided to parents of children in health distress when they have no money and nowhere else to turn to get help for their children. This money went toward prescribed medicine, such as antibiotics, and medical supplies, such as bandages and eye drops. A small amount of money also went toward delivering the medicine supplies to Gressier from the capital in Port-au-Prince. The medical director in Haiti maintains an office to store medicine, produce medical records for clinic patients, and generate financial reports for the Haiti Companions Board, since we track and audit how contributions are spent. In addition, our goal is to receive status as a non-governmental organization to allow us access to more sources of funds so that we can ensure the clinics can continue operating. The Haitian government requires an office in the country for consideration of that status. We strive to keep this part of the budget as low as possible. Haiti Companions board members receive no form of compensation. Administrative costs are confined to bank fees charged to maintain a bank account and to transfer money to Haiti to run the clinics, a few government filing fees, fees for the Haiti Companions website, and a subscription to Network for Good, which accepts donations via the internet and then remits the funds to Haiti Companions. We're constantly looking for ways to further reduce these administrative costs to make sure that as much money as possible is used to provide aid to the Haitian people. We thank you all for your support in providing health care to those who would not have access to it otherwise.
I am Haiti Companions Country Director. Today we are at Colin, which is one of our clinics in Gressier. We are handling 3 clinics every month in 3 different areas. With those patients behind, getting ready to see us, and we are also ready to go see them. We're also thankful that we have your support to keep doing this. And we have our team behind us, Emmanuel, our dentist, Nurse Asmit, Nurse Finis, and Dr. Pierre with us today. Stephanie, who is our nurse too, she is behind the camera. Unfortunately, you can't see her. Thank you for your support. Despite of all the problems we've encountered, despite of all the roadblocks we have, the gangs fighting, we have to cross those areas to come here to the clinic. We still come up here to do it. We want to thank you for your support. We want to thank you for your prayers. And
Thank you so much for joining us for our celebration of Healthier Haitians. We appreciate your time so much. And now, please open your hearts and your wallets and be generous with your donations. Our patients depend upon you. Merci en viel.